In front of the camera today, I have a very intriguing new watch called Monarte. This is the Squid model, it's their diver. And I'd like to talk about this, but more broadly under a question. Is $1,000 the new $500? Years ago, 500 bucks seemed to be the entry price point for a great selection of solid mechanical watches, great sport options, divers with solid specs. And while you can still find some good offerings at 500 and below, they just seem to be a little fewer and further in between. Now, tell me if you think I'm off with this, but to me, $1,000 seems to be the new price of admission. What 500 was, say, 10 years ago, $1,000 seems to be today. This is the tier where you can really start seeing some compelling offerings. Watches with features like movement decoration, or multi-position hand regulation, or intricate dial work, or upgraded ARC, better tactile responses in things like bezels, crowns, and clasps, or more refined case finish work, higher grade bracelets with screw links, full link articulation, and quick adjustment clasps. Again, you can find some of these aspects or multiple of these aspects in watches that cost less, but it's getting harder to do so these days. I don't think you'll find that many that carry multiple of these features. Even at about $1,000, I consider some of the top options in this price category, and some of them only have 2, 3, or 4 of these awesome aspects. So again, I think $1,000 is that new safe threshold to really start expecting these things. And to find all of them and more, you probably even need to shop in a higher price tier above $1,000. So that brings me to this watch. I was sent a Monarte Squid, and admittedly, I don't feature many micro brands, and you won't see many on my channel moving forward. But when I saw the spec list and the price of this one, I was intrigued, and I wanted to see it for myself. So let's do a fair, just straightforward overview here. This watch has above average case finishing. This has polished chamfered edges on the underside of the case, not just on the top. You generally don't even find that below $2,000. This watch has a decorated top grade ETA 2824 that is 6th position regulated and spec to be accurate to a window of plus or minus 2 seconds per day. So essentially superlative chronometer accuracy. That's very uncommon. I think the movement is bringing a ton of the value to this product. This watch has an intricate water ripple texture dial with the brand slogan only slightly visible if you pull out a macro lens. Now this has sharp applied markers, very sharp hands, a brushed applied logo. I kind of find that similar to some Omega models. And this also has a date frame at the 6th position. A flat sapphire crystal covers all of these details, and it's enhanced with triple anti-reflective coatings. The watch is thin at 11.4 millimeters total height. That includes the crystals, and the diver doesn't skimp out on less water resistance. This still has 300 meters. The bracelet has full link articulation. It has screw pins. It has a milled clasp with a hidden quick extension system, which I always welcome seeing on a sports piece. And the watch has a 5-year warranty. It comes in a large wood presentation box, and the loom is BGW9. So all things considered, with the price point of $1,083 on up to $1,474, depending on how you spec this watch, that's a heck of a watch for the retail price. I think this is an example, and it might be the exception to the rule, but it is an example that we as watch collectors can still find many upgraded aspects in one watch, even at about $1,000. Normally, you have to go above $1,000 to get a lot of these things. It's uncommon to find almost all of them in one watch at $1,000, especially that regulated, decorated, visible top grade ETA movement. So yeah, I do think in the value department, this watch really shines. I don't think that can be disputed. But that aside, what are the drawbacks? Do you have to sacrifice to get all of these specs? I've thought of three things that I want to mention. First, the bracelet edges are a bit abrupt. There are no hot spots when I wear it, but it does feel a tad unrefined on the edges, kind of like when the new Meta certified Speedmasters came out several years ago and kind of shocked the wider watch collecting world with the edges. Now, the end links also look a little funny to me, just with how the form of the link flares in. It's more rounded in that form, and I don't think it really complements the angular lug ends. So yes, I think this watch would probably look better on a strap, just to get away from these end links. And then lastly, this is something that the brand can't help, and some watch collectors don't consider it a drawback, but I did want to mention it here. This brand is new. There is no heritage. There is no history. When you buy a watch brand like Seiko or Tissot, you buy into a many decades long brand. There's an identity associated with the brand. Monarte, as of now, they have no identity. They have no reputation other than this first model release being an absolute spec monster. So how will Monarte follow this watch up? Or will they continue to refine this design? All of that remains to be seen. It's a question mark. Now, some watch collectors prefer micro brands to established ones, and for many, this is not even a thought. But to some watch collectors, they are willing to sacrifice some features or awesome specs to get a great Seiko, Hamilton, or similar that has the heritage, that has the history, that has a reputation. But let me know where you fall on that below, and let me know what you think of the topic of this video. Is $1,000 the new $500? Or what $500 used to get you maybe a decade ago? Is $1,000 that new threshold that really opens up the options of awesome upgraded watch aspects? I'm curious to hear your opinions and experiences, so place all of that below. Thanks for watching today. I've linked Monarte's website and social media if you'd like to take a closer look at the different color options and case back options. That's all in the description. Like this video if you appreciated it, and please subscribe for more content like this. Thanks.